Well, we're just into August. It is a beautifully warm day, and it is a few hours earlier than when I tried to inspect the bee huts last week. Last week I tried to inspect way late in the day, and I kind of knew I shouldn't, because all the bees coming back from their foraging, everybody's had a long day, they've done their thing, they're a little cranky, they're coming in. A lot of activity in the hive. I think we're a few hours ahead of that right now. They're still going to be less than happy when I go take a look inside there, but I got to take a look here at East 3 and 4 because I never even got to those last week. So that's what we're going to dive right in, take a look at East 3 and 4. Then if I still have time, we're going to go down and just take a look and see how the other ones are doing. So let's start here. And we'll go ahead and tilt the camera down a little bit so you can see what I'm up to. All right, I've got a few bees who are already coming after me. A few guard bees I kind of expect. How's everybody doing? I kind of would like to see you have some wonderful honey up here in these supers. So we're going to pull out. Are we able to get that door open wide enough? Just barely. Okay, we'll bring this out. Oh, there's a lot of bees in this one, isn't there? My goodness. Look at that. Look how full that is. We're still working up here. We're going. This one's not quite. 3 is not quite as full as 4. And right now, I'm not getting beat up. So we're going to hope that that stays. We're going to hope that the hive stays in the front. Let's come over here and do a quick peek here first. Take the biggest one, what might be the most grumpy first. But everybody, we're just going to be calm. We're going to do a nice quick look in here and see if you're actually building out that honey. I think you are. My question is, are you done with this super? Whoops, sorry about that. That looks like you probably are, but let's pop a frame and check. Well, so what we can see on that frame is some of that honey is capped. They're making good progress. Next frame in, they're doing well. So they're actually not in any need here, but they've gone nuts in making honey in this frame, in this super. So this one will probably be all ours. You know, from the number of bees in this hive and all that, and just knowing it, I don't think I need to come down and check for queen. I have a feeling I'm probably going to be okay here. And with the number of bees we've got today, I know that they've got room to work until at least next week. And in next week, we're going to probably start trying to do active mite testing and treatment if necessary. So we'll just go ahead and hold off to really agitate. Now this one I'm a little more concerned about, because while I am seeing plenty of bees here, I'm seeing bees coming in with pollen down here. And I'm seeing bees coming in. I'm not seeing the same volume. We're certainly not seeing the same activity in this hive that this one does. Look, this work. Well, they're working on the super a little bit. This one doesn't look anything like that next door neighbor does it? That next door neighbor is almost a capped full box of honey. This one, have they really even started building? Okay, number one, that's a really crappy frame, so I don't know what idiot beekeeper gave him that. So we should probably try and do better for him. Now that I'm really looking at this super, that was probably a bad choice to give him. Well, now that I see there are some good frames. Maybe I need to just figure out how to give them better frames. Which tells me they are probably making honey here in box 3. This is East 3. Unfortunately, the roller for East 3 and 4 is super sensitive. I thought I clipped it so it wouldn't roll on me. But when they start getting bigger boxes like this, it's really hard to manage. Yeah, I'm seeing capped honey here, kind of like all over. So what we probably have here is capped honey, although I'd love to see me some brood right here in this frame. That'd make me real happy. No, I'm lifting it and I'm feeling some weight, so that tells me that it is honey. We'll take a look at it. Yeah, all filled up, solid honey. And that one, look, that's even capped right next to it. So they are working their full world here in this super. That's where they're building honey, which means they're probably still going to ignore the other one. So, but let's come down here. Oh my goodness, that is heavy. Oh, whoa, 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 you buckets. Oy. Okay, yeah, they're building the honey in that. Look, you can see a bunch of it there. So let's just show me a little brood right here. I just like to see the babies. That gives me queen status, and not just babies. I really like to see replacing brood. Okay, so now I'm seeing larvae in there. So that's good brood. It looks like the queen is definitely laying replacement eggs, and that's all healthy. So I don't need to fart around with them anymore. But what I do need to do is I need to give them a better middle box. That one's not fully capped yet, so we're going to wait on that one for a little bit. And then what we're going to do, all right, let me put you back together before you get too nuts. And then what we're going to do is we're going to give this one maybe another week, might take 2, and then we're going to steal this box entirely and give you an empty one. Okay, ooh, that's really heavy to put that box back. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9 full frames of honey. Okay, well, at least on the upside, I'm not getting my backside handed to me right at the moment. The bees are being very friendly. I'm going to give you those back, even though you aren't doing anything with it. I always could give them one of the wet supers that we had from our extraction. I have to think about that. I still have a couple left, which is great. And you guys probably could use one, but I want you to finish that first. So we'll leave this shallow that you don't like up there as sort of the thing you could play with if you really wanted to. Okay. Let's roll you back in. But wow, how they made that one up. Good grief. Okay. So nice to not get beat up. So the hive that did me in last week, the ones who wanted to tell me just how unhappy they were with me, was this set. I know, we did not get along last week, did we, friends? Let's see how we can do this week. Let's see if we're going to be nicer. There we go. Let's take a look at you. Thank you for being nicer this week. Yeah, I know it helps that I'm not here at the end of the day. I know. How are we doing here? Are you just doing all honey up here in box 3? And we have some babies. So this box is looking... looks like you're doing a honey backfill. Nope, there's brood there. You know what we're going to do? That could be one of the reasons why you're cranky. Let's see if we can give you a super. So what I'm going to do is I will roll you back in. Let's see if you're going to need anything. So there's even a lot more activity. So I'm going to guess these kids don't like being bothered. They still have a lot of work to do in those frames. Do we have brood in here? Do we have babies? I like to make sure we actually have a hive here. Let's see. You look like a likely frame. A lot of brood. Okay. I got nothing to worry about here. You're just slow. That shitty comb. I wonder if I can come up with some better frames to give you. Bet you'd appreciate that. Okay. Let's go back in. I'll see if I can come up with a super for you that's not too horrible. I like using those shallows because that fits better in the bee huts. They're a little spicy. They're talking to me. But nowhere near what I got last week. Everybody comes back in all at once. Oh, I can see my front door again. All right, girls, hang tough. I'll be back. Let me go find a super for East 2. Now I have some friends. Let's see how quickly I can lose these friends. That'll help me understand how angry they are. Wow, that quickly. Okay. That was a much better experience. They're not going to like it when I come back with a super, but they will like the super. All right, I'm going to pause and be back with a super. This is a shallow. We will use it as a honey super. Go ahead and bring this in for East 2. That storm is coming closer, so I'd imagine they're going to be more and more grumpy. So we're going to go pretty quick. Yeah, I know, you all remember me. Perhaps not with fondness. Here, if I give you another box, will that change your day? Will that make you a happier bees? Let's hope so. You know what won't make you happier bees? Is me knocking back some of this wax that I need to. Otherwise, your Phoenix glitter won't fit on really well. Yeah, so of course. Now they're getting angry. Man, I have a lovely talent to really piss off East 2, don't I? Here we go. Here is my apology to you, East 2. This lovely yellow thing, because I'm sure you'll love that. Oh wait, there's more. No, before you're pounding on me, check this out. It's more square footage. Now don't go making banana smell. I'm not that scary, I promise. I promise. Alright, too late. They think I'm a putz. Alright, sliding you back in. Come around here so I don't step on anybody. Take this. Sliding back in. Okay. That all looks pretty good to me. You guys go have fun. Please forgive me for touching your hive. I know. There you go. Now I'm out of your way. I promise. I promise I'll leave you alone. Of course, all of you flying around my head here, I don't think you believe me. So let's see if I can lose you before I go over to the West Hut. We'll try my own trick of walking in circles around a tree. Okay, I haven't lost a couple of them, but I did lose a couple. So we'll come up here and we're going to go around this corner. Whew. Got a couple who are really tough. They're hanging with me. Ooh, they're good. And I think got him to buzz off. Nope, not quite. I still have that one. Okay. Well, if we're just down to one, all right. Let's go on over and take a peek. That is a beautiful looking storm coming down to the south. That one directly around there. That might come to us. And we got one that's working up to the north. Okay. All right, bees. Everybody quiet, calm, happy. Let's take a look. I know that we had queens for everybody last week. Everybody seemed pretty happy. So this week we're not going to be as intrusive. I always say that. Yeah, they're doing some fun stuff. With the amount of activity up here, this could be brood, or is this honey? Why am I checking West 2 first? I know, that's just way out of order. Bee brood, bee brood! Honey. Okay, so they're building a box 3, that's all honey. That's alright. I think I'm going to skip the queen check this week and just do a space check. So we did our queen check last week. That storm is still coming. The less time I think I spend in here today, the happier you're going to be. Yeah, I'm looking over here, over here. Are you guys going all honey in the middle? That's worth checking. Because if you're going all honey, we're going to have to help you mitigate that because we got to make space for winter bees. That is all honey. So you're just doing a top box of honey. So a lot of them seem to be going into winter readiness mode. And that's not an expansion. The thing I don't want them to do is get honey bound because they built too much there. So I may I have to think about that. So if they're doing honey in that box, I may try and convert that honey box to be a not honey box. We'll put the frames of honey to the outside, and a drawn comb that doesn't have anything, or if it doesn't, give them empty drawn comb. See if we can tempt the queen up there to lay. Okay, those both have space in the top. Let's do a quick check for the amount of space these folks have. Yeah, I don't see these getting overly full. That's virtually empty. Yeah, that's right. I remember we had just put that on. No worries. This one looks like they got their box sooner, that's for sure. I propolised on a bunch. And they're doing a honey, I can just tell. They're honey all the way into there. Alright, so we're going to have to do a little bit of fun and games with everybody. We're going to have to come back and do a big bit of morning surgery to make sure we've got some frames opened up for laying. See if we can't get that queen to do a little bit more work up north. And all four of these hives, they're all doing a mid-top box honey. I never got a chance to put a super on them before they started building honey. Stay there for now. I'll have to come back with a screwdriver that's the right kind. Alright, well, I think that's it for today. I do not need to pick any more fights. We will queen check next week and probably do our mite tests. Until then, thanks for watching.